Top Democrats say risking gunfire might be the only way to prove they're fighting for you. Then, Border Patrol fires back at LA Mayor Karen Bass after what agents are calling a shameless political stunt during a federal raid. And Pam Bondi, she hits back hard after taking heat for releasing Epstein surveillance footage and saying, nope, there's no client list here. But first, shocking video of Kilar Garcia was released by El Salvador's president after the suspected gang member claimed in a court document that he was tortured while in their custody. I want to warn you, this video, it's entertaining. While in prison, Garcia was subjected to the horrors of gardening. He had to fish, which I must agree, putting worms on the hook, that is just cruel. He was forced to hit the weight room. He had to play soccer, chess, which can be extremely difficult. He had to hold a cute but ferocious parrot and was subjected to 3 meals a day. Honestly, this sounds like the summer camp I just sent my kids to.
You saw the video of the Maryland dad lifting weights, playing video games, playing football, as they call it down there, gardening. Would you consider gardening cruel and unusual punishment?
Well, I might personally consider it cruel and unusual punishment if I had to garden, Jesse. But
you don't
as
have a
far
green
as the Eighth Amendment is concerned, if my wife made me do gardening around the house, I might consider that to be cruel and unusual punishment. But as far as the founding fathers are concerned, as far as the Eighth Amendment is concerned, I would not say that gardening, outdoor sports,
there he is with a
playing catch, yes, and 3 robust meals a day qualifies as cruel and unusual punishment. What is cruel and unusual punishment is being subjected to months of media lying about this illegal alien terrorist instead of defending and supporting the heroes getting these terrorists the hell out of our country.
I'm honestly a little offended. Gardening is my escape. It's my reward at the end of the week. So this guy who trafficked kids and abused women, he shouldn't be planting roses. He should be scraping gum off the sidewalk somewhere. And if you think that's mind-blowing enough, wait until you see this. A federal judge has blocked the big, beautiful bill from defunding Planned Parenthood. Translation? This judge wants your tax dollars to keep funding abortions. Here she is, an Obama appointee from where else? Boston. So yeah, we're back to judge shopping. That didn't take too long. We've gone from judges blocking Trump's executive orders to now blocking laws that are passed by Congress. This is judicial activism on steroids. And let's not forget, just last month, the Supreme Court ruled that states can cut off Medicaid funds to Planned Parenthood. So either this judge doesn't follow the law or she doesn't follow the news. President Trump and Pam Bondi said in today's cabinet meeting that they are on it, so we'll continue to follow and see where this one goes. Then there was this Axios bombshell. A House Democrat who was unnamed in this article reportedly said, quote, "What we really need to do is be willing to get shot. Our own base is telling us that what we're doing is not good enough, that there needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public." Here's Senator Mark Wayne Mullen responding to this reckless rhetoric.
I would hope that that is just a false story that Axios is putting out there, that there was actually not an elected leader that would actually say that. Unfortunately, I believe it probably is true. And no, I have not heard one person condemning that. That enough, Dana, should scare the living daylights out of you.
This is absurd. If your campaign strategy is shoot me so I get votes, if that's the message coming from inside the House, maybe it's time someone checked the carbon monoxide levels. Wild. Now, speaking of resorting to violence, these 10 geniuses decided the best way to celebrate the 4th of July was by ambushing federal officers outside a Texas detention center with guns. Look at the bottom 2 on the left. Those are men who identify as women. On the far left bottom corner, you have a person whose name is Bradford Morris, but goes by Megan Morris. And then to the right of him, Cameron Arnold, who goes by Autumn Hill. This is what happens when the far left nurtures delusion and rage. They effed around, and guess what? Now they're finding out.
Today, my office has charged 10 individuals with 3 counts of attempted murder of a federal officer. Each of the 10 are also charged with 3 counts of discharging a firearm in relation to a crime of violence. Each of these defendants faces a mandatory prison term of 10 years and up to life in prison. An additional co-conspirator was charged with obstruction of justice and conspiracy for attempting to conceal and destroy evidence in relation to the attack, and he faces up to 10 years in prison. It was a planned ambush with the intent to kill ICE corrections officers. Make no mistake, this was not a so-called peaceful protest. It was indeed an ambush.
For anyone questioning why these liberal lunatics thought this was absolutely acceptable, let's connect the dots.
Donald Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons.
People are terrified for their lives and for their neighbors, folks getting snatched off the street by secret police who are wearing masks.
And every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified.
Some of the most inspiring things have been when people encircle courtrooms and refuse to allow ICE agents in.
And then to top it off, just this morning, Chicago's failing mayor, Brandon Johnson, said this.
Look, we are a welcoming city ordinance. Our local police department will not ever cooperate with ICE. Whatever their constitutional authority is.
My guess is this is why his approval rating has dropped as low as 7%. Now, it's not just the Democrats' words that are a problem here. It's also their actions. Yesterday, we witnessed Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass putting on quite the show when she marched down to MacArthur Park after getting word that ICE was conducting a raid. Well, let me tell you, shortly after, Greg Bavino, the CBP sector chief, he blasted Bass for telling federal immigration officials that they need to leave her city. Watch this.
The federal government is not leaving LA. I don't work for Karen Bass. The federal government doesn't work for Karen Bass. We're going to be here till that mission's accomplished, as I said, and better get used to us now because this is going to be normal very soon.
Mayor Bass might have bitten off a little more than she can chew. Now, the left versus ICE, that's just one front, but here's another. China versus American farmland. The Trump administration just launched a crackdown to ban the CCP from buying U.S. farmland and to claw back what they already own.
American agriculture is not just about feeding our families, but about protecting our nation and standing up to foreign adversaries who are buying our farmland, stealing our research, and creating dangerous vulnerabilities in the very systems that sustain us. Reshoring and nearshoring our food and agriculture supply chain is essential for our nation's security. First of the 7 is securing and protecting American farmland ownership, actively engaging at every level of government to take swift legislative and executive action to ban the purchase of American farmland by Chinese nationals and other foreign adversaries.
For those of you wondering why this is so crucial, take a look at this.
The Chinese owning of farmland in our country is a massive national security issue, and for the media, you can see the yellow is where all of the farms have been purchased over the last number of years, and the red is around all of the military bases where that farmland has been purchased.
Make no mistake about it, that chart, it is not a coincidence. And Democrat Senator John Fetterman, he understands the severity. He wrote this on X, quote, "I hope many would agree the Chinese government and other U.S. adversaries should own zero agricultural land in our great country. This is really a national security issue, plus also a food security issue. Proud to partner with Senator Pete Ricketts on this." I mean, this is exactly why Americans put Trump back on the front lines, to protect our land, our food supply, and our future from foreign adversaries and the clueless politicians who are letting them in this country. Let's move to this now. Epstein, that's been a big bombshell over the last 24 hours. Pam Bondi, she's taken some heat after releasing jail surveillance footage with a missing minute and confirming there's no Epstein client list, or so they say. Before I show you what she said today, here's the clip that many in the media are referencing where some say Bondi alludes to the fact that the client list was actually on her desk not too long ago.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
And here's what the Attorney General said this morning.
First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every year, every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
The missing minute isn't suspicious. It's just a routine gap. I don't know that I'm buying that. I mean, we've been given just enough information at this point to ask more questions. Speaking of confusing, Kareem Rama of the podcast Subway Takes just admitted he did an interview with Kamala Harris during the election, and it was so bad that both he and Harris agreed they should not release it.
They emailed me.
They emailed, like an email from the
DNC.
Okay.
And they said, hey, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are really interested in being on your show. I said, that sounds cool.
What happened with Kamala?
Her take was really confusing and weird and not good. And so mutually agreed that we shouldn't publish it.
I see.
And I got lucky because I didn't want to be blamed for her losing.
Her take was that bad?
It was really, really bad. And it was like, didn't make any sense. I can tell you.
Tell me.
Bacon as a spice. Bacon as a spice.
Bacon as a spice.
Boy, did the nation dodge a bullet. And thankfully for us, so did Donald Trump. I mean, what a disaster she is. Tell me this woman is not going to run for governor of California because we are barely surviving here under Gavin Newsom's reckless policies. We cannot add incompetence on top of that. And while we're speaking of California, the state's Department of Education is now willfully defying Title IX, risking its federal funding just to appease radical gender ideology. I mean, they are refusing to protect women's sports from being overtaken by biological males. And where's Governor Gavin Newsom? The same man who once admitted it is a matter of fairness to keep women's sports for women? He now sits on his hands, too afraid to stand up to his own party? Because this was him not too long ago.
It's like you right now should come out and be like, you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports,
right.
that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out and say no.
No, and I appreciate.
But like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that.
Governor Gavin Newsom is a coward. And as a father of two girls, his failure is even more shameful. I mean, how does his wife sleep at night knowing that he's doing absolutely nothing while girls face injury, injustice, and loss of scholarships? He clearly has no idea how to lead, and he wants to be the next president. Thankfully, since he won't stand up for our girls, Linda McMahon has confirmed that Attorney General Pam Bondi will be contacting Newsom and plans to step in and protect them for us. I'll continue to follow those developments and bring you the latest. Now, coming up next, I share a few stories of heroism in the face of tragedy as Texas tries to pick up the pieces from that deadly flooding. I also fact-check the Dems as they try and place the blame squarely on President Trump. Plus, I'm going to show you Scott Bessent's epic takedown of CNN. Go ahead, click on that video you see now on your screen, and let's head over there together. Thanks for watching.